Muhammad Ali once joked that he should be a postage stamp because that's the only way I'll ever get licked. Now, the three-time heavyweight champion's quip is becoming reality. Widely regarded as the most famous and influential boxer of all time, and a cultural force who fused athletic brilliance with political conviction and showmanship, Ali is being honored for the first time with a commemorative U.S. postage stamp. As sort of the guardian of his legacy, I'm thrilled, I'm excited, I'm ecstatic. Lonnie Ali, the champ's wife of nearly 30 years, told the Associated Press. Because people, every time they look at that stamp, they will remember him, and he will be in the forefront of their consciousness. And for me, that's a thrill. Muhammad Ali died in 2016 at the age of 74 after living with Parkinson's disease for more than 3 decades. During his lifetime and posthumously, the man known as the greatest has received numerous awards, including an Olympic gold medal in 1960, the United Nations Messenger of Peace Award in 1998, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005. Having his face on a stamp, Lonnie Ali said, has a particular significance because it's a chance to highlight his mission of spreading compassion and his ability to connect with people. A first day of issue ceremony for the Muhammad Ali Forever stamp is planned for Thursday in Louisville, Kentucky, the birthplace of the famed boxer and home to the Muhammad Ali Center, which showcases his life and legacy. That's when people can buy Muhammad Ali Forever stamps, featuring a black and white Associated Press photo from 1974 of Ali in his famous boxing pose. Each sheet of 20 stamps also features a photo of Ali posing in a pinstripe suit, a recognition of his work as an activist and humanitarian. 22 million stamps have been printed. Once they sell out, they won't be reprinted. U.S. Postal Service officials said. Lisa Bob Semple, the USPS Director of Stamp Services, said the idea for a Muhammad Ali stamp first came about shortly after his death, almost a decade ago. But the process of developing a stamp is a long one. The USPS requires people who appear on stamps to be dead for at least 3 years, with the exception of presidents. As the USPS was working behind the scenes on a stamp, a friend of Ali helped to launch the number Get the Champ a Stamp campaign, which sparked public interest in the idea. We are really excited that the stars were able to align that allowed us to bring the stamp to fruition, said Bob Semple, who initially had to keep the planned Ali stamp secret until it was official. It's one that we've always wanted to bring to the market. Members of the Citizen Stamps Advisory Committee, appointed by the Postmaster General, are responsible for selecting who and what appears on stamps. That stance cost Ali his heavyweight championship title and barred him from boxing for more than 3 years. Convicted of draft evasion, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison but remained free while appealing the case. The conviction was overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court in 1971, further cementing his prominence as a worldwide figure. Later in life, Ali emerged as a global humanitarian and used his fame to promote peace, religious understanding, and charitable causes, even as Parkinson's disease limited his speech and movement. The commemorative postage stamp comes at a time of political division in the U.S. and the world. Lonnie Ali said if her husband were alive today, he'd probably block a lot of this out and continue to be a compassionate person who connects with people every day.